Before the world can see your greatness, you must first dare to see it in your own reflection. In a sport where you're only as good as your last fight, and defeat can cast an indelible shadow, Daniel Dubois has been written off more than once. Yet, it was the unyielding drumbeat of courage within him that refused to let his story end in doubt. Rising from the ashes of his loss to Usyk, Dubois pieced together 3 impressive victories, twice defying the odds as the underdog. Now as fate would have it, his journey again circles back to Usyk. The destinies intertwine once more in the ring. Many wonder if this time a transformed Dubois will enter the ring, or will history again repeat itself? Daniel Dubois embodies the archetype of the classic pressure power puncher. He fuses raw physical strength and opposing stature with technical skill, systematically dismantling his opponents. What truly distinguishes Dubois apart is his power-driven offense. He's famed for the hammers in both his right hand and left hook. A true seek and destroy fighter, Dubois doesn't just press for victory, he looks to finish, as an impressive knockout ratio indicates. Operating at his best on the front foot, Dubois relentlessly drives opponents backward. Those who dare meet him head-on soon find themselves in a battle of attrition, where Dubois' power often proves decisive. Yet, he's far from a mere brute. His attack is orchestrated behind a purposeful jab, which he uses to measure distance and set up his most punishing shots. While some may mistake his style as robotic, Dubois is anything but. His approach is rooted in well-schooled fundamentals. A stiff, authoritative jab to control the action, a tight guard to anchor his position, and destructive, compact combinations capable of toppling even the giants of the division. He prevails at keeping his punches short and direct, often beating wider punchers to the mark with clinical efficiency.
Problems for Hrgovic, you can't see those punches come
here tonight. Referee John Layton saying it was caused by a punch.
Dubois' dedication to bodywork is another hallmark of his approach. For him, breaking down an opponent starts with putting bodies on the chopping block, pummeling the stamina and softening them up for the inevitable headshots that follow. His aggression is calculated, not reckless. Unlike wild brawlers who expend energy with wasted flurries, Dubois is thoughtful and calculated, probing for openings and capitalizing on them with thudding power. Together, these qualities forge a champion, a terror in the ring who has made a habit of giving opponents hell. With Dynamite Dubois' high-fire style, and his rebound from what some consider a controversial fight against Usyk, there's arguably no one more deserving of a rematch and a shot at undisputed glory than the current IBF Heavyweight World Champion himself. Fresh off 3 big-profile bouts, including a stoppage win over former unified champion Anthony Joshua, questions still linger about just how much Dubois has developed since his last meeting with Usyk in August 2023. As always, styles make fights in boxing. Looking at how Miller, Hrgovic, and Joshua approached Dubois, it's clear they all employ similar strategies, taking a fight directly to the brute brawler and trading in the pocket. While each found some moments of success, all 3 were ultimately outgunned by Dubois' power. Not one opted to box or use movement to neutralize his aggression. What truly sets Usyk apart, beyond being a tricky southpaw, is his sophisticated footwork. This unique attribute distinguishes him from Dubois' previous opponents and presents a different kind of challenge, one that Dubois will have to solve if he hopes to come out on top in the rematch.
Backs to the corner, wants to fight off, body shot.
No one boxer is flawless. Everyone has holes in the game, and Dynamite Dubois is no exception. As a pressure fighter, Dubois exemplifies a style that often sacrifices defensive sophistication for offensive aggression. Fighters who rely on power tend to be more willing to trade punches, trusting in their own ability to do damage. However, this forward-pressing approach leaves Dubois with noticeable defensive gaps. He isn't particularly fluid in his movement and can get caught in a pocket or while pulling out, as he doesn't always make full use of his guard. At best, Dubois will mix in some head movement or change levels, occasionally pulling out of range to reset, but his defense remains a work in progress.
I don't think even Usyk landed this many punches.
In the first encounter, aside from the controversial body shot, Dubois struggled to find much success against Usyk. According to CompuBox, Dubois landed just 47 out of 290 punches over 9 rounds, a connect rate of only 16.2%. He never once managed to land double-digit punches in any round, with his highest output being 7 landed punches in rounds 3, 4, and 6. Dubois' aggression had little impact on Usyk, who maintained control with his movement and ring generalship. Dubois was unable to cut off the ring effectively, which meant he was unable to plant his feet to unload his power. Usyk's constant movement forced Dubois to keep resetting his position, never giving him more than a fleeting moment to set and throw with authority.
That ring at the minute, and he knows there's not much in it. But Usyk is able to stand inside. Again, he was stealing the space of Dubois.
In contrast, during Dubois' last 3 fights, he didn't have to chase his opponents around the ring. They were more stationary and easier to find. That difference in opponent style is a key reason why Dubois was able to secure victories in those bouts, but struggled so much in his first encounter with Usyk. So what exactly could Dubois do differently in a rematch? Trying to outbox Usyk isn't a realistic strategy for anyone at this point. Instead, Dubois should focus on targeting Usyk's body early and often. Consistent body work in the opening rounds is one of the few ways to potentially slow Usyk's footwork as the fight progresses. Dubois also needs to apply ruthless pressure, similar to the approach he took against Joshua, and really bring the fight to Usyk. Giving Usyk time and space will only play into the smaller man's hands, allowing him to land first to then quickly reposition himself out of range.
Still in his hands goes in.
Left hook there from Usyk, follows up.
To have a real chance, Dubois must draw Usyk into exchanges while simultaneously cutting off space and limiting his movement. If Dubois can succeed in these areas, the fight could shift in his favor during the mid to late rounds as Usyk's legs begin to tire. While he may not be able to completely neutralize Usyk's movements, even slowing it down can make a significant difference, and that could be the key to Dubois' chances of victory. When it all boils down, the contest is not merely a clash of skills, but a crucible in which character and will are tested, where victory belongs to the one who asserts the being most fully in the fleeting moments of combat. History, ever the silent arbiter, reminds us that the best schooled boxer meets his undoing in the grasp of a pressure fighter. One who closes distance, disrupts rhythm, and compels his opponent to retreat into unfamiliar territory. For Dubois, the momentum he now carries is born of renewed confidence. To realize his potential, he must enter the ring a bulldozer, casting aside caution, embracing risk, and opposing his will with the lion's heart. In this arena, the pressure fighter does not thrive by standing still or yielding ground, but by dictating the terms of engagement, driving the adversary backward, and transforming the ring into a stage for his own heartless pursuit. This is the existential task before Dubois, to become not just a participant, but the architect of the contest narrative.